All right, guys, we got second place at our locals with INFERNOBLE Knights. We topped again with it. And let's go ahead and get to the profile. So, INFERNOBLE's, obviously monsters, double Yugioh, double Oliver, the one of Ricardetto, one Turpin, one Magius, and 3 Renaud. These are all the INFERNOBLE monsters in the main deck. Double Yugioh, double Oliver, I feel like these are enough. And triple Renaud. Renaud just specials himself if you control a fire warrior. And the one-ofs will Magius as a different name, a Turpin and a Ricardetto. Other monsters, double Gearfried. You only need 2. Extenders, 1 Fire Flint Lady, 1 Super Quantum. And we are playing Connector. Connector is a really good card. At locals, I played 2 Pearly, Sprite, and a Salamangreats. Connector, none of my opponents always had 2 hand traps in their hand. Every time I went Connector, normal summon, I either got ashed or impermed, which sucks, but that's 1 hand trap out of your opponent's hand, which is great. So you're forcing your opponent to play with 4 or 3 cards during their turn, plus whatever they draw. And you still have the potential to make a board and do something. Connector, of course, the Aqua Dolphin. If you go off, and you can use Aqua Dolphin to look at their hand. But play Connector. You need to play Connector and Dolphin, 100%. Hand traps, I only own 2 Droll, double Droll, it ends turns, and double Ash. Ash wasn't really as powerful. It's not as powerful now because your opponent can special summon multiple times. Decks special summon multiple times from the deck. They add multiple times from the deck. So 1 negate just doesn't cut it. I play 2 because if I go against Branded, I can still Ash their fusion. But only 2 and 2 Droll because it ends turns. Those are the main monster lineups. And with this deck, what I like, you can play under Droll and you can play into Nib and be protected from Nibiru. But again, it just depends. Usually with those lines, you need to open up an Ogier. If you want to be Nib proof, you need to open Ogier and a different card, preferably an equip spell or the field spell. And you can play under Nib. And with the field spell and Ogier, or Ogier, and again, the field spell and Durandal, or a Renaud, you can still play under Droll, and you can still play under Nib, but in order to play under Nib, you need to open this, the field spell, or this, a Renaud, and a Durandal, just so you can add, and on this, because you need to have Gearfried Engrave or a Gearfried in hand with an equip spell Engrave to special it, added a monster to equip when you bring out Gearfried before that 5th summon or the 5th summon. Those are the monsters. Spells, triple Durandal, triple Museum, Noble Arms, the triple Durandals, 1 Alamis, 1 Joyeuse. That's it. Equips, Phoenix Blade, DDR for extending. Extend if your monsters get banished. Extend with Divine Sword Phoenix. You could discard, bring back a monster that you banished with it, or you could bring back a Turpin that got banished by its own effect. So you have a level 4 non-tuner on the field to overlay with or to synchro summon with. Searchers, only 2 Heritage, 1 Rhoda. Droll is a big issue in this format. People play Droll, so it's like, if you have a Museum, you're always going to Museum first until the All-Mace. And then if you get Drolled, you can play under Droll depending on the hand. But if you go in like Durandal or you search and you get Drolled afterwards and you don't have Museum, then your Museum's not live. Your other cards aren't live. And if you don't have any equipped spells in hand, just monsters, then it's like, you're limited. So always, if you have Museum until All-Mace first. Because then if you get Drolled, you can at least attempt to play and end on somewhat of a board. So if you're going to add and you have Museum, always add All-Mace using Museum first. If you don't get Drolled, perfect, play. If you do get Drolled, at least you can play, right? Attempt to play. And we main deck Harpies going second. If we end up going second, if we go first, that's fine. But if you open it going second, it's perfect because now back row's fine. You can bait a negate, a spell trap negate, and omni negate if they want their back row, or just blow out their back row and continue playing. And one called by. If you go first and you see it, perfect. If you go second and you see it, that's fine. It's a quick play. If your opponent tries to do anything from grave or target anything in grave, just called by in response, banish it, and it's turned off for 2 turns. Whatever that specific card may be. Whether it's a combo piece, a monster they need, or a monster effect that activates in grave, just turn it off for 2 turns and just deny them resources. Traps, 3 Imperm. Imperm hits every monster. It's just good. You can play it on your turn. You can save it for your turn, then Imperm, bait a negate, or just turn off a 1 monster or the only omni negate monster on field. Force them to use a negate, or just negate it. They let it go through and you play and you're safe. I prefer to play cards you can play on your opponent's turn and during your turn. So that's why I play triple Imperm, and it's just a good card. That's it for the main deck. It's 40. When Angel's Ring comes out, I'm probably just going to add it. I do not play triple tactics, but this deck will see some changes when I get my hands on 2 triple tactics talents. But again, right now, this is what I'm playing. I feel like the deck searches enough. Triple tactics will be nice in the case I do get hand trap during the main phase. And usually I'm just going to use triple tactics to hand rip my opponent, look at their hand. For the extra, 1 Custonin, 1 Artorias, Synchros. We don't own a Crimson Blader and we don't own Baron, so that's what that is there for. It's a level 8 warrior. You can it burns. Negate a monster effect and burn your opponent for 1k. Double Angelica. There's a lot of lines you only need 1 Angelica for, but for what I prefer is the Nibiru proof with an Angelica still in the extra deck. And an Angelica engraved to where you could use it to banish for Phoenix Blade. So I play 2 Angelica, 1 Roland, double Charles. For the links, 1 Goki, Power Load Ogre, an amazing card, and 1 Raten, the Heavenly General. We do play the Flame Buddy and Shogun in the side deck. So that's what he's there for. He's also a warrior, and he's a free pop at the start of the battle phase. 1 Ferocious Flame Swordsman, double Isolde, and double Charles the Great, an amazing card. 40 card deck, totals 40s. Now we'll go ahead and go to the side deck. Right now, for time, if we're playing into time, Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. If I'm going first, we'll side Exo Lord out for Dark Dimension Soldier. He's a level 5 Dark Warrior. During the end step, you can have your opponent take 100 damage for each set card on the field. That's all he's in there for. For going into time, going to 5, set your equip spell, set your spells and traps, go to end phase. His effect will trigger, burn your opponent for however much. Shogun and Flame Buddy for the Shogun lot. Tech, those are my personal techs. For the back row hate, Cosmic, I hate back row. Nobody loves back row. Cosmic Cyclone. Bait out a face down or get rid of it during the draw step. If you open it or you just have it. Right? Or set it and then activate it, get rid of something, especially troublesome field spells, or just face down your opponent just end step. Cosmic, they activate the Pearly field spell. I want to target your Pearly, so I'm a Cosmic the field spell. Floodgate, Cosmic. Going first, Judgments, 2 Judgments, 1 Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe, because I don't own a 3rd Judgment, but Dark Bribe is, I guess, going into time. You don't burn yourself and your opponent draws a card. You would just Dark Bribe something. Say they have 1 or 2 cards in hand. Then you would Dark Bribe that spell a trap. So if they draw, more than likely they're going to draw into a card that doesn't do anything. A hand trap that doesn't do anything because it's their turn. Or they draw into another card they already activated in that turn that can only use its effect once per turn. So just remember that with Dark Bribe. Use it on specific things that have a hard once per turn. Going second, triple Dark Ruler, triple evenly. My match 3, I could have won and gone undefeated. I was playing Pearly. We went to game 3. He had 1 set back row. I went Dark Ruler no more, and then he activated the trap to get Noir out. And then I activated evenly, and of course he kept the Noir with all the materials on it, and that's how I lost. What I should have done is always do this if you have these 2 in hand, and you go second. Go straight to battle phase, evenly first, especially if they have a set back row. Go evenly first, because you're forcing them to activate something. Evenly? Okay, perfect. Main phase 2, then you Dark Ruler no more. Because in my example, if I would have saved Dark Ruler for main phase 2, I would have had evenly, he would have went into Noir, and then it would have been main phase 2, then I would have activated Dark Ruler, that Noir would have been negated, and I would have had a board to full combo in game 3, which I didn't have because I went Dark Ruler first in main phase 1, and then evenly. So he still had Noir with 4 materials on it. That was live. So always evenly first and then Dark Ruler no more. If you see them in hand at the same time. Always evenly first. So that's my deck. That was it. Again, my matchups were Salmon Great, 2 Pearly, beat 1. I could have beat the other, but again, I Dark Ruler instead of evenly first. Always evenly first and then Dark Ruler. And the 4th was Shatrala. Shifter hurts bad, but you can still attempt to play under Shifter. That's the deck. I'll be doing combo videos later. What I think I may put in the side deck is a Herald of the Abyss, just for that Pearly matchup or for any Towers matchup in general. Don't know what I'll be siding it out for. I might side out Dark Dimension for it when I get a Baron, or Ghost Sister for it. But just playing it at 1 just for that Pearly matchup. But again, it just depends. Other than that, that's the deck. We topped again at locals, our second top. We got top 4, now we got second place. And hopefully next week, we can get first place and get more packs and pull more secrets. Thank you guys for watching. That's the deck. That's how I feel about the deck. My Metal Silver armors are in the mail. They're coming. I don't know what I'm going to switch it out for. I don't know if I'm going to put it in. When I get Triple Tactics talent, that's when I may consider putting in Metal Silver armor and Angel's Ring when that comes out in Age of Overlord. But again, that's when I get Triple Tactics, because I want to keep the deck at 40 cards. But again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Combo video later. If you want to see some combos or how some combos work or how to do some combos, just comment down below and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.